Good day, my name's Phil the Cruz. I'm back with Cruising with Phil after a long hiatus on the election. And I welcome back a good guest. I first met him on the interview on Pod, right? Yeah. Robert Zaichkowski for Young for All, which has now been passed and approved. Yes. And now we're welcoming a special edition. Today we're celebrating Robert Zaichkowski's blog. For the last 10 years, he's been blogging. That's quite the accomplishment there, Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks. You?
That's good. I want to do this because I just want to. I got your blog on my bike website there, but can you tell people what your blog is called?
Yeah, the blog started about 10 years ago, as you mentioned, when a friend of mine from university, he wanted me to write some stuff about a different topic called political health. So there's a group called Heal for Life. Yeah, two brothers started up. They dissolved it around 2016 because they had a lot of stuff going on. But then, like, as I was starting to write stuff, I ended up getting more involved with the bike advocacy scene. And then by the time Heal for Life dissolved, I rebranded the blog called Two-Wheel Politics because I felt that it brought together my two main passions of cycling and politics.
Oh, okay, okay. So let me guess. So did you start working with bike advocacy before the blog or after the blog? After you started your blog.
I was just getting started by the time I started writing.
Okay. So what motivated you to do the blog in the first place? Like, did you back then? Did you say you can see yourself doing this for the next 5 or 6 years? Back then, did you thought like that? Like, I'll continue on, or was just
Yeah,
kind of a spur of the moment thing?
yeah. So as I mentioned, a friend of mine from university encouraged me to start writing it, and then like I guess I've been hooked ever since.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I just saw your recent one. You went to up to Hamilton area.
Yeah. I took my bike on the GO train to Kitchener. Had a Friday off at work. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you cannot take the GO train to Kitchener on the weekends, but you can
Okay,
during the work week.
okay, I didn't know that.
And yeah, and then like with my partner and I, we did the Brantford to Port Dover rail trail and a few others, like early in the pandemic. I found out that there's this Cambridge to Paris and Hamilton to Brantford, and for a while I was thinking like, wouldn't it be cool if I did the two together in one shot? And yeah, last Friday I finally got to do them.
You took like
115. What?
oh, so you took like six. You said 6 or 7 hours to get it done.
It was about six and a half hours of just riding, and then an hour's worth of breaks.
Oh, that's good. Did you stay overnight there, or did you come back?
No, I came back to Toronto the same day.
Oh, did you? Okay, wow. So how was that? How did that feel doing all that? You're quite the I read your blogs. You're quite the detailed guy. It's like you're like a stats guy, you know. Like where do you get all that information from? Like do you just you I know you do a lot of counting and analyzing yourself, but do you based on anything yourself, or you just doing it on your own?
Yeah, so like I'll write a lot of stuff based on my own observations, but I'll also do some checking online to sure I got my facts straight.
Oh,
But
cool.
yeah, math was always my strong subject back in the middle
Oh,
high school university.
yeah, I was an artist. They say, "What do you need math for?" So I was gonna ask you about your blog there. Now your blog's available on your Twitter and your Facebook, do you have your own website?
Yeah, so the website's called www.twowheeledpolitics.ca.
Okay, and
And I
I was
share
gonna.
it on the other platforms like Mastodon,
Oh,
Blue
I saw it.
Sky,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
Threads
like.
since Twitter's been going down the toilet. Now they're called X. What up
Oh
for
yeah, what is that?
that, Elon?
I don't know what that is. Oh my God. Did you try? I did. I'm on Tumblr too. I did Tumblr. Have you done Tumblr?
No, I never use Tumblr.
Okay. I was gonna ask you. So I was gonna. Is there a chat part like can people like call or like chat into your website? Like if you had any questions to ask you and stuff like that?
Uh, I find people will just message me via email or by reply to when I share a post on social media.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, do you have a sign up for your blog? Like I know like Jennifer has a sign up for her Toba Good Boy. You subscribe to it. Do you have that for your blog?
There is a subscribe section on my blog on the
Okay.
right-hand side.
Okay, didn't see that. I'll have to go back and check it out there. So that's great. So how's it feel getting the young Corral? I didn't have your last interview. I knew you were busy working, so I had to get a proxy for you. So I had a proxy for you to fill in for you.
Yes,
But
I saw that. Robert thought, oh, it was me and Mozzie.
it's a little. I had to get you back for the other one. But anyways,
Oh, yes.
so now that I got you, how did it feel getting the pass or not? I remember you Twitter me back then, and you said it's gonna get passed, and I was busy doing something. So I got on the web on the TV and watching the council. I was like, yes, yes. You know, I felt so good for you guys, not just me, but just happy it passed with the biking, but especially you guys. Talking with you guys in the interview, you, Robin, Albert, whole bunch, and Allison, all you just just felt good seeing all the work you guys have done and all the volunteering and all the hours you spent just paid off. So nice to see, it's just like a nice relief. So how did you feel after you got passed? I remember there was a little bit of edge with former Mayor Torres talking about extending the survey or something, right?
Uh,
Remember?
he wanted to extend the pilot and was apparently putting a lot of pressure on the rest of council to do so.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I remember.
ironically, it was him who wanted to shorten the pilot
Yeah, I
until
remember.
January. So how do you explain that one?
I was in my car and I got your tweet. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like I said, he wanted to shorten it. What is he doing now? What is he extending it for? It's already a
But
success.
but yeah,
But they got
I was so happy that the majority council threw his request to extend the pilot out the window. And when shortly after Tory resigned, like Tory couldn't have done a lower note on road safety than by asking for the pilot to be extended.
yeah, because they already did the research, right? All the research is already done. I asked a question you is they already done the research on the blur line, the blur extension, like before they extend it from the Danforth. That's already been done and proven and surveyed, and they see it's a success, less traffic accidents and fatalities. So I don't know why they just take that part and just relate it to this part. I mean, anywhere you drive, it's dangerous, but as soon as you cut down with bike lanes, it's a proven fact. You know, improve safety, right?
Yeah, however, I should mention that with that young vote, and also with the most recent blur extension to 6 points, I have noticed a lot more resistance than with some other blur Danforth motions.
Oh, you're talking
I
about the sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because yeah, there's this Trevor Townsend guy. He was putting up these no young street bike lane signs, and then later did this Key Toronto moving website.
I know. I don't like usually.
And
I don't like. Sorry, I don't like usually. I know what you mean. I don't like usually making any comments about somebody like that in a negative way. But I want to just point so people to know that you were there at the deputations with Robin. I watched the whole thing. This guy named Trevor Howard. He was there twice. He went there twice, right? The same guy.
yeah, I don't know if he spoke twice, but like I know he spoke at least once. And I remember right after Robin Richardson did her great deputation, he was giving out these leaflets claiming Robin needed to declare a conflict of interest because of her Happy Feet business, which was ridiculous.
He gave a leaflets, really? Oh my
I'm
god.
dead serious.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, I'm bringing up serious that I don't like people, especially people that are advocacy for biking, and they put these false accusations. Because you remember what happened at the end of the deputations? They asked the police chief to do his results of the surveys, and you see what he said. He says it's proven of facts that bike lanes do not slow down reactions for calls for 911 or police or whatever. Right? He said that, right? And
That's
made
right.
me. Sorry, go ahead. What you said?
No, I said that's right.
And what made me laugh is not just his deputations, this guy Howard, but other people came up and said the same thing. And I was sitting there on TV at home watching, going, "Wait a minute!" I did my own surveys too because I talked to Robin about it, and I talked to people in the fire services I know personally well, from ex-military guys and women and police services, and they all told me the same thing. They said it does not make a big difference, maybe a fraction of a second, but that's it. So when this Howard guy came on and did it, I think he was on twice, I remember. And then other people came on, and on all their facts and figures was this thing that they took their own polls and their surveys. And I said, you know what? As soon as the chief came on, that went out right the window. Now that's all false. Even during the election, they started the whole anti-bike thing, right? What was it called? Anti.
No, yeah. So for Young Street, they just had those no Young Street bike lane signs, but
Yeah,
then a few months later, Trevor Townsend did this website called Keep Toronto Moving,
yeah, yeah.
which it's ridiculous. If you want to get traffic moving, you need fewer cars and get more people walking, cycling, and taking public transit.
I don't understand why this guy's making all this false accusation because the police chief, I mean, the fire chief already put the survey in there. It's right there. It's on paper. He already got the survey. This is his results compared to these guys and they're false. I mean, sometimes we create things to create a motive. You know, like this whole thing with the anti-campaign with the election with the banking thing, and a few of the Americans signed on to that. You know, a few of them supported him. You know, and I just say, you know, that's spice. You know what? That's your right to vote that way, but you're basing your support on false documents, false stats, right? That's like saying, Robert, you did this whole survey to Hamilton. You said this is a good place. This is a good place to stop, but no, it's not. They're actually danger zones. There, you know, it's like saying the opposite, right? So just to put that out there, I don't like bring it up, but what he did, I didn't know about the whole thing, but there's the leaflets. To, I don't. What is that a conflict of interest? Her company. I don't mean what does it mean. What does it have to do with biking and what he's anti-biking?
Well, he thinks that like having the bike lanes would boost her Happy Feet's business.
Oh,
Like
okay.
so.
What about the other companies that boost biking? What about Cycle Toronto? What about curbside? What are they? Curbside? What
Yeah,
about all the other
curbside.
ones?
There's episodes.
I just want to know why particularly he picked on hers. And she's an electric bike company. You know, it's not gas, it's not pedaled or anything. It's a totally different. For her, like it'd be the opposite, like the relaxation taking the electric bikes out there rather than struggling. But I don't understand why he picked. Is there a reason why he singled her out of all the other companies?
Yeah, I don't know if he's tried to be a sexist or what it is, but yeah, I once I saw the stuff on Twitter and the leaflets, I thought it was just downright unprofessional. And
Yeah,
it just goes to show how increasingly desperate the bike lane opponents have been getting.
yeah. That's true. That is right. But I find it's funny. I even talked to those mayor candidates. I know the three or four that support him. I told them, I said, you're basing your support on false stats. I told them exactly what I just did on the interview here or talk here. I said it's all false. But they were quite adamant about, if they got elected, they're going to remove the bike. It would cost millions to remove bike lanes after they spent millions doing surveys and putting it in the first place. I don't know. You've been around the world too, Robert. You've been around biking, right? You've been different places, Morocco and all that. So you've seen you've been to Montreal too. You've seen. I don't know what the problem is here. I mean, we've got bike lanes approved now, extended. The young lines got young for all been approved. I don't know what the still the hassles. Why, like you said, why is it an increase of stopping bike lanes? I don't understand that. You know.
Yeah, I actually got blocked by one of those bike lane opponents, Mark Saunders.
Oh, he blocked you, huh?
Yes, like early on the election campaign.
You got blocked. Hey, a lot of people got blocked this election, eh?
Yeah, a lot of people got blocked by Saunders, and yeah, I think some other candidates were doing blocking too. But yeah, I think Saunders was the most prominent.
I thought Brad
But the
Bradford was
good
dealing with
news,
that.
yeah, but the good news is like Saunders, Fury, like the two main ones together, they got less than 15% of the votes. So
Yeah.
goes show that their messaging was not that effective.
Well, no, I mean, like it doesn't make sense after all the frustration of getting stuff done. Anyway, it's like putting a building in this. Oh, we're tired of it, but let's take it out. It costs a couple million. No big deal. But anyways, so I got a question for you. Is now the young pro has been extended to? I was gonna ask, are you gonna shoot for higher and lower, like lower down to up to the Eglinton line or LRT?
Yeah, so Robin will be in a better position to mention where Young for All will go from there. But
Okay.
personally, I believe in short term we need to get it up to Eglinton because of the planned bike lanes that will be going there.
Yep.
I know Eglinton today, they've had some delays with the consultations. The South Alec Road's gone some controversy from what I've heard. And some people want to extend further, like right to Lawrence, maybe to the 401. And then
Oh yeah,
going,
yeah, yeah. Like to fit up, right up to the whole subway line, up North York, Finch, and Steeles and all, right? That'd be perfect.
yeah. Yeah, though I know that in North York Center, there's some concern that Lily Chang may push to have the reimagining Young at North York Center reopened or to
Really?
do some sort of pilot. Yeah, like I know there's a campaign trying to get the bike lanes stopped up there, but fortunately, it has not gotten that much traction.
Oh, why would
Like,
she want to stop the bike lanes there?
well, not necessarily stop them, but I think she wanted to have
Of what?
a pilot of the bike lanes in North York Center.
Oh, okay. But there's nothing. I can't think of anything that would be upsetting for bikers, like or even like an improved business. You know?
Yeah, but I know that when I spoke to her opponent, Marcus O'Brien Fair, about the whole thing, he mentioned that there needs to have an extension of Dorset Beecroft first in order to have gotten then Mayor John Tory's support.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then south of Bloor, we need to get the bike lanes extended to at least Gerard, because I know for Young Gerard, which covers from College to Queen, College to Gerard's going to call for cycle tracks, but then Gerard to Queen, the focus is more pedestrianization because 3/4 of the traffic there is pedestrian. So that's fair.
What about
And
what about extending the line all the way down to Lakeshore? Like, because they got bike lanes there now, right?
yeah, so there's a short stretch from Queensquay to front that has bike lanes, but I think one side's at the door, so yeah, they need to upgrade those. And it'd be awesome if they could extend those up to Quay to connect with Esplanade Mill at the Richmond Adelaide cycle tracks.
Yeah, because that's a major area. I biked up there all the time when I'm coming back on the Goodman Trail, right? Yeah, what do you
Mhm.
think of that curve? That what do you got? Little that curve thing they make there out in Lakeshore, on like by the Queen's Key. It's like a wavy little sidewalk thing or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's all
Are you talking about the wave deck?
yeah, yeah, the wave deck. Yeah, I call it the curvy thing. Yeah, yeah, the wave deck. I never go on. I just ignore it, but I'm liking. But how about well, Eglinton? I just talked to somebody at the working on construction. He said they're putting in bike lockers there at Eglinton and Young there. That's where they're doing for the not Eglinton, sorry, Eglinton. Yeah, Eglinton Young. They're putting bike lockers there. That's a proposed plan because I put a request about that. Did you hear about that?
Uh, this is news to me, but I'd be curious to find out like whether or not this is true.
Yeah, they had a yeah
As
because they
with
had a
detail.
I don't know if they had a consultation there, one of those online things, and they had a picture that I wrote back. I wrote in. I said, are they going to put bike? Well, I said they want to extend the bike. They got a bike lane on Exit. They want to extend the lane up to Exit. I said, are you going to put bike lockers? But I know they're going to put bike racks. Park your bike there. And he came back. I got the name of the guy. He said they have planned bike lockers there, storage lockers, because it's going to be a big facility in that area. I said, okay, that's good. You never heard about that?
Hmm.
Yeah, I just this is like just a
Oh,
couple months ago before the election. They were telling me. You know. So and then
oh,
yeah, and they said if you have any input from the because they thought I was part of a biking coalition for some reason. They said if you had bring your people in for input, we value all ideas. I said, okay, let me go find some people first. I'll let you know. So Robert, you want to be my people, and I can get you involved with the bike. How come there's no consultation among the bike coalitions about like all these plans about subways and extensions and like new like Eglinton where I live, just down here. It's all they have bike lanes there, right? And it's nice.
it's yeah. Like I know for Eglinton that a lot of these projects, the city will have stakeholder meetings that they'll usually reach out to Cycle Toronto, community bikeways, uh, the biking lawyer, and maybe some other groups.
The biking lane.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
it's
remember.
not always clear like when they'll be. But yeah. Mhm.
Do they consult you guys before or during the projects so they're planning?
Yeah, they'll usually try to consult the stakeholders, including the bike groups, ahead of the public consultations.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like sometimes they'll have like additional stakeholder meetings before the public want to iron out some of the details.
Oh, that's good, good, good. What do you think of I had my campaign there about these bike vending machines putting well like it's up like a pilot project they started in the States that's quite a success there. Yeah, instead of having a vending machine of pops chips, it's a vending machine of bike parts. So like say you're working the midnight shift on Danforth, you get a flat tire and you go on your cell, find the nearest location of the bike station or bike vending machine, and you go put some money in your credit card. You get a bike tire, or you need air, or you need something for a bike part, or whatever, or even a snack or first aid. So I talked to some people like because they're like midnight workers working on the Danforth. They take the bikes all the time. They say that yeah, because there's no at that time there's nothing open around there at that time. So they are stuck going to work, whatever, or going home, and they got a flat or something, need low air. They could have these vending machines. I put a video on my one of my pods about it. It was quite a success in the States there. What do you think of that? Like in the future? That'd be great, eh? I don't know.
Uh, I've heard they've already got them in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, haven't heard anything proposed in Toronto, but yeah, like if they're able to do it in the Netherlands, like why not bring these bike vending machines here?
Yeah, I saw a picture. I put my picture. I'll put it back on again. Yeah, it's like they had an example. So some company in the States they started this, and they has each vending uh, section had specifically bike parts or even food and first aid kits, and they even have I know they have like in Toronto they have some air stations, air pumps. What are you looking at,
Mhm.
Robert?
Sorry, I was trying to find some more info on these vending
How many,
things.
how many computers you got there?
No, I've two monitors, like the one on
Oh,
my
okay, okay.
laptop and an external one. Yeah,
You're like
my work,
you're
you
kind of like
have to have an external.
you're kind of like Bike Spock from Star Trek 4. You have three monitors.
Okay, I'll try find it later.
Next thing to ask you the question is, how do you feel? I don't know if you're a Star Trek fan.
Oh God.
Hey, it's great meeting you in person the other day at the presentation there at the park there.
Yeah, it's great how you come all the way from Scarborough for this.
I got sports you guys. You guys do my interviews. I got to show my part. I wanted to actually. I didn't get a chance to do the Young Pharrell video to come down to the event, the celebration. I wanted to tape it and put on record so people can have because I don't anybody else recorded it. But I just want to make sure I get on there so you guys have a memory and you can look back and say like 10 years from now, hey, remember we celebrated? We got the bike extension 10 years ago. Now today's Robert's 10th anniversary blog. I don't. I think maybe it's a lot of. I think it's a big deal. Like writing. I seen all your. Oh, you can probably tell people like you can actually go on your blog and see all your past blogs, right? It's all recorded there.
Yeah, there's a section on the right-hand side, which, yeah, you could go to like 2023, 2022, earlier years, and yeah, go by month.
Oh wow. You ever thought of doing your
Mhm.
own like once in a while chat blog show like a video like we're doing for yourself, where people can call in and like just stuff like that, like proposals or whatever, or ask about your bike blog.
Oh, like an AMA? I never had the thought of doing that, but maybe I should sometime in the future.
Yeah, because you like doing videos now, and you just did one with Jennifer there. Like, like it's say like Robert's blog on maybe once a month, people can call in or they have an ideas or proposals or like they like your ideas, give some feedback and all. Because I just learned from the last election, God, if you noticed this last election, the thing was lacking was people's voices in the election, what their opinions are, but matters. It was all kind of curtailed or whatever. Like even biking, like that's why you never heard anything about biking during the whole election. Is that funny? Like no plans or proposals, right? Or nobody fighting for more lanes or whatever. It was kind of quiet.
Yeah, yeah, you mainly heard from candidates who want to rip them out.
Yeah, that's
So Josh,
hey, that's all you ever heard about.
however, but Josh Matlow did mention in his platform, which was great.
Oh, Josh, yeah, he's a bike.
At
Is he a
least
bike?
about like ensuring the connected network.
Is he a
So
biker?
he's more into transit, but at least he gets the message that cycling has to be part of the transportation solution.
Oh, that's good. That's good. At least it supports transport, you know. Yeah, there wasn't much
Mhm.
heard about the anti-bike guys and whatever. I don't know if you saw some of our debates. When I went to like two live debates, they brought the biking up, but some of the old counselors that are running, I was like, we're all shaking our heads, going, "Really? What outdated planet are you from?" It's just funny. Like we know a couple even to this day, some of them sitting in council oppose bike lanes to this day. It's like old school, you know. I was gonna say you've been to Montreal, right? A few times.
Uh, yeah, I've only went there once for biking. It was the Winter Cycling Congress in 2017.
Oh, okay, you did. Oh, you went to that. Okay, how was that?
Mhm. Yeah, it was very good. There was like hundreds of people in attendance. I got to learn so much about winter cycling best practices, data collection, advocacy, and I got to join Bartek Komorowski. He used to work with Vélo Quebec, now with the city of Montreal, I believe. And yeah, he showed us a bunch of infrastructure around town on these fixies, which at the time you could not use them in Montreal during the winter, whereas with Toronto, we have them year round.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they Montreal's got specific laws about winter time. Okay, and like I don't know, like over here, you have an option of getting winter tires. Over there, it's a law. If you don't have winter tires by a certain date, you're charged heavily over there.
I don't think that's why, but I heard that the Montreal Pixies will have studded tires in the winter.
Yeah, they have. So I remember when I was living there, I got pulled over by a cop, and he's telling me in French that you need to have winter tires right now, sir. I said okay. I had all round like winter tire, like all round tires, but he had to have specific winter tires, or whatever. I can understand. They get a lot of snow and all. So,
Mhm.
you're talking about so that's about your blog. Like when you do your blogs, like and you do your research, right? Um, how long does it take you to do a blog? Because I see, like, I just reading some of your blogs, so oh my gosh, that's a lot of research, a lot of writing. You must narrow it down, right? You'll do a lot of writing and then you put it all together.
So I find it all depends on the subject. Like there are times which I could put something together within 1 or 2 hours. There's a fellow blogger, Jean Nogami, Biking in the Big City. I'm not sure if you read that, but holy, that dude, he gets his stuff up within 1 or 2 hours.
Oh, really?
As soon, yeah, as soon as the bike event's done, he's right on his computer, writing this stuff up, getting the pictures uploaded.
What's his name?
Dun Nogami,
Young
and the
Nogi.
blog's called Biking in the Big City.
Oh, is that the guy that bikes with the camera all around the city?
He does bike with the camera.
And he talks in the video, right? Like when he's biking. Is that the same guy? There's one guy I
I
watched.
believe so.
Yeah, he's one guy. He does all the passes in the city, goes downtown Lakeshore and all that. He talks. He says beep with his little bike rep bell and all that. And that must be the same guy. I think it's the same guy you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. He's got his own podcast, right? Or not? Or channel,
Blog.
the blog. Yeah, but he has his own videos and all that stuff.
Yeah, he'll record some of the rides as well.
Yeah, I
And
get
he's
this.
best
Sorry, go ahead.
and he's best known for writing about the Ghost Bike Memorial Ride since he's been heavily involved with
Oh,
ARC,
okay.
advocacy for cyclists.
Oh, okay, okay. That's good. There's another guy does there's the biking lore. He does that too, right? He does also videos as well.
I find he'll put up some blog posts with some photos every so often, but
Yeah.
don't really know about video.
There's another guy that's biking Toronto. He does it's all camera, all biking all over the city. I don't know if it's I might
Uh,
be can't remember
so
if it's a
there's
different.
a few. I know Ben Singer will post some both videos every so often, and then there's Heather Jackson and her partner Pure. They do this Bromptoning YouTube channel, and they'll post a bunch of videos, whether it's stuff around Toronto or their travels on their Bromptons.
I was gonna ask you, Robert. Last time we talked in the interview, you mentioned we are talking about your uh your knowledge of the history of biking in Toronto. I talked to Albert. I think Albert said he was working on a book about the history of biking in Toronto. You ever thought of yourself, right? I don't know, cooperating with Albert doing your own? Because you got all this information about all these. You gave me all those names last time you did the message. Can you send me these names? Can you send me this whole list? Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, you got all this knowledge. I don't even have these names. I mean, now I know a few because of you, but like you have all this stuff, and you probably got all the dates and times. Like, have you ever thought of doing a? Have you ever thought of like doing a whole like even like a mini book or I don't know, just a couple of pages or whatever, like the whole history? Because I think that's not missing, but it's out there. Like Albert's talked about it and you talked about it, or like a whole specific book like the history of Toronto biking or whatever. This is not quite the and a few people passed away too. Unfortunately, they moved on, but they fought for biking, and because of them, it's moved on. Right, the legacy continues. Right.
Yeah, so I am seriously considering doing a book, but in order for me to do
You
so,
heard it
I'll
here
need
on
to.
cruising. I'm cruising with Phil. I've got the first interview with his new book coming up.
Well, I got to see how much content I have, and I need to interview some more people, like especially experts in the field,
Yeah. So
so
you're
I
working
get
on a
like a
book,
full.
really? Wow.
I am considering it, like but I need to figure out like a proper outline. So I have experimented with like a couple of ideas. Like one when I was reflecting on how we got the more bike lanes from Chateau Avenue 2016, and then when I was on bike mines just before the pandemic began in 2020.
Hmm.
And then when in March, I was reflecting on the 10 years on the blog, figuring like how far has Toronto come since when I started getting involved, and blew my mind how far we've come and how far we still have to go.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to an interview Albert. I was looking at some research after I talked to him. I was like, wow. Like, yeah. I mean, kudos to you guys. Yeah, like the people before you, the stuff they struggled with. Like they kind of set things in motion for the rest of us, for the rest of you to continue on. But still the fight continues. But still, like you said, it's like wow. When we started off back then, like you guys 10 years ago, was just even a talk. Nobody even took it seriously. And now look at this. Bike sales has increased. New businesses like Happy Feet has started up there. There's talk about biking taxi. I talked to Robert about biking taxis in the city. I think they did that a while back, experimenting with these humongous framework carriages with their bikes. Bikes are pulling these people it look like horse-drawn carriages or whatever, but I don't think it lasted that long.
Yeah, I heard there's bike related rickshaws, and there's another group called the Cycling Without Age that bikes older people
Oh
around.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been doing stuff all around.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So Robert, you got 4 minutes left. Do you want to do another one right after this, or,
Yeah,
or
we could do additional one if needed.
yeah, because I want to talk about. I know, yeah, I'm interested in your book. I like to. I'll cut off in about 2 minutes, and I'll create a new meeting right after. But what
Okay.
got you motivated to start thinking of a book? Because last time we were talking, it wasn't even that. Was it when we did the interview last? The first one was that we already thinking about doing a book back then or not?
Actually, I was debating the possibility for at least a year because I thought, okay, I'm starting to get a lot of the content here, but yeah, eventually it'd be great to put all these findings in a blog so that like it can be a resource for other advocates to look up, or maybe encourage those in other cities to take action.
Yeah, because like say some of the people that passed away, like you mentioned some of the names when you sent me that list. I go like, you know what? I'd love to see their name in a book. Just say, you know what? They started this part of the bike path on this area. Like their names are not forgotten because you a biker coalition. You guys know all the names of people like us that just don't know who they are. And now we see. I even like I don't know if you thought about this. I even like to see the plaque. They have this in Montreal. They have plaques out there, like the bike Young for All, just for example, like put a sign out there. And at this point, it's extended at this point because of Robert Zaichkowski. And they put the bike young. I know you're being modest. The bike coalition started by Robert Zaichkowski, or with Young for All include Robert, others there because of their names, right? So when you like when I was in Montreal biking, I actually read I like reading history, especially about biking. I see all these signs. I go, oh yeah, they started this. That's amazing. And they give you a site. Or back then they have a QR code. Now they're putting QR codes now, but back then it was just a website you can check it out. Yeah, it'd be great if you have well, they have memorials for everything. They have memorials
Uh,
for be more it's something that's more distinct as a biking groups that started all these years. Like give me just if you give me a name that starts give me the guy one he passed on, you told me this guy's name, I forgot. He he was
Alan Wade Scott.
yeah, yeah. And what's his Why is he so important to biking?
I felt that he was probably the advocate that started it all. Like it started in 1981 when he was pushing for food as a fuel for bike couriers to deduct on their income taxes.
Oh, okay.
And he persevered for like 16, 18 years. Like 1998, he finally won against the CRA, and that's why couriers are allowed to deduct food as fuel today.
Oh, because of him.
Yes,
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that. That's great. I love to see that in a book. Just put that in a book and people can read that. You know. So I got
yeah,
1 minute
and he,
left. Sorry, go ahead,
yeah,
Robert. I got
yeah,
1 minute
like
left.
he, okay, sure. And then, like, yeah, White Sky, he was doing a lot of stuff for careers through this hoof and cycle. He got a TV ad shut down by General Motors, who played like, why have a biker deliver when you can deliver it yourself? And he was pushing for justice for Darcy Allen Shepherd, who was killed on Bloor Street in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
charges were done a few months later, and unfortunately, yeah, he died before a justice could ever be
yeah.
given.
Let's talk about that, Darcy, in the next interview. I'm gonna sign off here, and
Okay,
I'll create another meeting, and we'll talk right after. But I want to talk about Darcy with you about that. Okay, so I'll sign off here, and I'll be back in about
okay.
5 minutes there.